section 2.2, we talked about formulas, and then we use those formulas for pretty easy, solving of problems. So now what's going to happen is instead of just having simple like percent proportions and all of that stuff, we're actually going to turn our word problems into equations. Okay? So now when you have things set up, you should have actual equations. That means you should be solving for an unknown variable. Whatever that variable is, we need to make sure we put our answers in context when we provide solutions. Okay? So, first word problem. Here we go. It says the length of a rectangle. Okay, so we got the length of a rectangle. I'm a visual person, so I like making diagrams. Luckily, a rectangle is pretty darn easy to create. So it says the length of a rectangle is 1 centimeter more. So what operation is that? Addition, right? More. Then twice multiplication the width. Okay, so the length is 1 centimeter more than twice the width. So 1 centimeter more, so there's my plus 1, then twice the width would be the length of my rectangle, which means the other side would also be 2w plus 1. So what would be the algebraic expression for the width? Just w, right? It's just your width. Good. All right, so I got all of that information just from the first sentence. Then it's talking about the perimeter, which means what's happening. Yep, adding up all 4 sides of the rectangle, right? Perimeter. So the perimeter, is equal to 110 centimeters. Find the length, find the width. All right, so what do I get when I add up all 4 sides? Try again. Yep. 6w, right? Because 1w plus 2w's makes 3, 4, 5, 6w's. Do I need to write that out, or is everybody okay with me going right to 6? Okay, so 6w plus, now add up your constants, which I only have a 1 plus 1, so 2 is equal to 110. Are we able to solve that? Subtracting 2 gets us 6w equals 108. 108 divided by 6 is 18. What? Is that what you said?
Yes, I said 30.
30. A little off. So now put that in context. What does that 18 really represent? The width. So my width, so for my answers, I'm going to say that the width is 18, where are we in, centimeters? Which means my length will be 37, right? Because 2 times 18 is 36. Yep, 37 plus 1. So my answer is that the width is 18 centimeters and the length is 37 centimeters. Okay? So use this to do the first try on your own about the John Hancock building. Same idea. So I used a cursive L for my length. I guess I should have used X. So in this case, it's telling me that the width of the top floor measures 20 feet more than 1/2 its length. So half its length plus 20 would be your widths, which means your lengths would be just your regular L. So when you add that up, 1/2 plus 1/2 makes 1 whole L, 2, 3 L's. 20 plus 20 makes 40, equal that to 520. Subtract 3 L's equals 480. Divide gets us my length is 160. Plugging that in, half of 160 is 80, plus 20 makes you get 100. Okay, so I'll get you a moment to get that jotted down if you did not get that fully through. But again, it's up to you on what variables you guys want to use. Just make sure you take, like, it's easy for me to know that L is length, but if I used an X, I probably would off to the side somewhere write X equals length, just so it reminds me that when I get to my end, I know what the heck I was solving for. So we go from there. Questions with this one? No? Okay, and we do quite a few rectangle problems throughout this course. So just make sure that you know how to find the perimeter of a rectangle as we continue on. All right, so problem number 2 type that you will see. Again, you can write this down if you want or not. And I don't even think this is up to date because I think when I taught this same problem last year, baseball wasn't over, so this number's probably even higher. I should have checked it before your class. So last year in 2017, and I don't watch baseball, so I really don't even know who these people are, Clayton Kershaw and Max Scherzer combined together had 407 strikeouts. Scherzer had 57 more strikeouts than Kershaw. How many strikeouts did each pitcher have? So, what would we do there? Well, so if we know that Scherzer is 57 more, right? So he is Kershaw plus 57, right? Together, combined, so that means what am I gonna do operation wise? Add the two, right? So technically we're doing Scherzer plus Kershaw should equal 407. Well, we just said that Scherzer's expression is K plus 57. It will be Kershaw's as an expression. K, just plain old K, equals 407. So that gets me 2K plus 57 equals 407. Subtracting that, 407 minus 57 gets me 2K equals 350. Cutting that in half is 175. So how many strikeouts did Kershaw have? 175. So he had 175 strikeouts. Is there an abbreviation for strikeouts? The letter K. So then 175, where does that come from? Plus 57. K, huh? So, because there's a K in strikeout, that's why they chose it?
Yeah.
So if I just put 232K, see that looks like $1,000 to me.
No, they can make it backwards. It's another. That's like a specific type of strikeout.
Seriously?
Yeah, I got.
If you don't swing, then it's backwards.
Oh.
But one of our variables was K, so it's just confusing.
Yeah, I'm just going to write the word strikeouts.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go from baseball to the theater. So your number 2 on your try on your own says 2 of the longest running Broadway shows are Phantom of the Opera, which played from 1988 to the present, and Les Mis, which played from 1987 to 2003. Together there were 18,998 performances of these 2 shows during their Broadway runs. There were 5,638 fewer performances of Les Mis than of Phantom of the Opera. How many performances were there of each show? So see if you can set that up, which would be very similar to this one. I'll leave that work up there so you can reference it. Are you okay with that one? I feel like those are pretty easy ones. So in 2017, there were 293 area codes in the United States. Does everybody know what their area code is? 207. How many area codes are there in the state of Maine? 1. Apparently this was a shocker to period 2. Some states have more than 1 area code.
Boston has like 2.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just, I guess, population-wise. Anyways, so there was an increase of 241% over the number when the area code plan originated in 1947. So there's your fun trivia fact for the day. You now know when area code started, back in 1947. So we need to figure out how many were there in 1947. What do you think we should do? So, go ahead. Go for it, Connor.
I would say you would do a percent formula, and you would say that the 2017 number
that would tell us, if we did it that way, I like where your thought process is going. That would tell us what percentage of the original were out of the hole, which is not what I want to know what total there were.
Maybe put it into a decimal, put the percentage into a decimal, and then
Let me see if that works. You can talk through what you're doing while I'm doing what Connor's saying.
Okay.
Did you raise your hand because you had a bright idea of what to do?
I just multiplied 293 times 0.241.
And got, but it should be less than, don't you think?
0.13.
Shouldn't there be a lot less area codes back in 1947? Right? Alright, well I'm going to show you what I would do. You guys want to see what I would do?
Yeah.
Okay, so there were a total, so that means I probably should be doing what type of operation? A total
Who's to say?
addition, right? Adding things together gets you a total, right? So what I'm thinking is I want to take my number, I'm going to put blanks here, my number in 1947, and I'm going to add to it my increase of your numbers in 1947, and that should equal my total in 2017, right? Well, what do we know? We know that the total in 2017 was 293, right? Okay, do I know how many were here? So what do we do if I don't know something and I want to find it? Make it X or whatever variable that you are in love with, go with it. So X amount is what I started out with. I added to that an increase of 241% of X amount. Well, the word of means we're going to use what operation?
Multiplication.
Multiplication, good.
Yeah.
241% as a decimal is what number? So 2.41 was my percent increase of X. So now can we solve that? Yeah, so 1x plus 2.4, 1x is 3.41x equals 293. What does that get us? 293 divided by 3.41. I'm going to round it to 86. So how many area codes were there originally? Yeah, so 86 area codes in 1947. So using this concept, see if you can do college tuition. I apologize if this makes you depressed as you look at it.
How did you get 3.41 when it was 2.4?
Because it's 1x plus 2.41x.
Oh, the 1.
1, yeah. Okay. 3. So I'm not winning too much money, only $40,000. All right, so I won $40,000, and my accountant said that I should put my money into 2 different bank accounts that have an interest rate of 4% and 6% of interest. My accountant tells me that the total annual income from these investments should be $2,040. How much should I invest at each rate? Okay, so does everybody see what's happening? I got this much money, 40 grand.
The initial.
Yeah. I have 2 different interest rates. Okay, so I'm splitting that money and putting some of it in a 4% interest rate account and some of it in a 6% interest account. In both of them, I'm going to earn interest. But I needed to figure out how much I need to put of each so that my total interest at the end of, let's say, a year is $2,040. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so if we think about this, again, we're doing a total of something. So I have my interest at, let's say, 4%. Sorry, that's really bad handwriting. Plus my interest, zoom it in a little bit, at 6%. should equal my total interest from both accounts. Well, I know that my total interest here is $2,040. Okay. So now we got to figure out, well, what's going to be in both of these. So one of these needs to be the x. I'm going to make the first one be the x. So how do we find interest? I is equal to P, R, T. We don't really know the time, so I'm just going to ignore that. So just principal times rate. My principal starting out is how much?
40.
Okay, 40,000. I don't know that I'm putting exactly 40,000 into this, right? So I need to know how much I'm putting into this one account. So I'm going to call that X times my rate, which is 4%, so 0.04. So if I put X amount, so let's say I put 10 grand in here. How much is going to be in this account? 30. If I put 5 in here, I would have 35. So what am I doing with X to get to the amount that's in here? Subtracting it from the original amount, which was the 40 grand. So over here, my principal, as an expression, is 40 grand minus X times my rate, which is 0.06. Okay. So there's our equation. If I wanted to get rid of decimals, I could move my decimals over how many places? 2. But I just have to be careful. That means I need to add 2 zeros here. So I get move my decimals. So 4x plus 6 times 40,000 minus x equals 204000. So 204,000. So solving that, 6 times 40 grand, it's 2,000, really big number, minus 6x. Again, I'm assuming, I know this is really low, sorry guys. You guys care if I just solve it quickly? 204000 minus that number divided by -2 gets me 18,000 in x. So, x was in which interest rate?
The first one.
The first one. So I have 4% is $18,000. And so that would leave, what, 22 in the other one? 22 and 6%. All right, we don't have time for Courtney Slade. We can apologize to her later. So for your homework, you are going to see problems